Good morning. I will call to order the February 21st meeting for the Town of Dudley Personnel Board. I'm Lorna Wade, chairperson.
Rose Volker.
Gray.
Mary Beth Marziotti.
Jim Dunn.
Joan Godecki, Cliff.
Greg Valiakonis, Town Administrator.
First order of business is a vote to accept the minutes for the January 17th meeting. I believe you've all had a chance, I hope, to read it because we received them, I think, 2 times from Joan.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
Second by Jim. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes are accepted as they are reflected. Next is correspondence, and I don't believe there's any correspondence. Old business, we have sexual harassment policies were distributed in January. You have a list of the signatures that have, for people who have received them. It's a partial list because they were all given out on that date. So there are some that yet to be brought in, and you also have a page that you must sign, I believe, correct, Joan?
That's right.
Everybody has to sign?
Yep.
Everyone signs.
Right. So if you will date it for today, it's in your packet. And give it to Joan, that would be appreciated. Greg, do you have anything to add to that?
Nope.
The alcohol and drug policy was distributed also to non-union employees in February. There is a list of people who've already received and returned that they have been made aware of it. It's not as complete as the second one, but it's distributed later.
Right. And all we can do is distribute it and ask people to sign. And the bottom line is we have documentation that the policy was distributed.
And whose responsibility is it to make sure that these are turned in? Their
It's up to-
supervisors?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's also the employee has some skin in the game too.
Absolutely, absolutely. Are there any questions about this? The next order of business is the fiscal year 2016 annual town report, and we need to approve or make any changes. And I'll give you a moment to look at that because that was not in your packets. And I believe that it's pretty self-explanatory. It includes the budget, projected budget for this next year and the budget for this year. And Mary Beth will submit that as she was chairperson at that time. Are there any questions about the report
No?
or the expenses?
The expenses are
We've moved
the same.
Joan's, the amount we pay Joan back into this section of our budget. That's why it reflects slightly different
Okay.
for next year.
Mary Beth's looking at the annual report.
Oh.
Budget is.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you. Yeah, because that has the same total.
All right. Are there any questions for Joan?
No.
No? Or for myself? If hearing none, would somebody please make a motion to accept the report as presented?
Make a motion to accept the report as written.
Second?
Second.
Rose seconds it. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Report will be submitted as it appears. You had a number of new, or not new, but
Old.
old evaluations which have come in for us to look at. I've had the chance to look at this. Greg, Peter Fox, and I met in January, late January, and looked over all the other evaluations that were submitted. The sense was that these evaluations would not reflect anything other than competent performance, a highly competent performance by the supervisors at that time. And I believe, Greg, and correct me if I'm wrong, that we made a motion, or I made a motion that if these were not any different, that the people that we looked at would receive increases retroactive to,
January 1st, the
January
maximum
1st.
that the employee can receive is up to a 2% merit increase. And the reviews that you have before you all have that recommendation is that the employees receive up to a 2% merit increase. It'll have to be approved by the Board of Selectmen also, who will, in many cases, serve as the supervisors of these employees. So it's a two-step process. And as you said, we went through a number of reviews back in January. These are the ones that, that for whatever reason got submitted late. I got too late for whatever reason. But they were the same genre, their fiscal year 2016.
the only thing that I noted again, which I think I stated at the meeting, is that one set of evaluations, the supervisor used one form, it's not grossly different, but it is somewhat different.
Yeah, I agree.
Person who was self-evaluating used a different form, so that just if we ask that the same form be used throughout.
Yeah, I agree. We don't have ratings of average and above average. We don't see those. I think it was probably an old form that got used, but nevertheless, the employees do a good job.
Right. There isn't a huge difference, but just for uniformity, if
Yep.
we can make sure that that happens. So what I need is a motion that we accept these evaluations as presented, I believe, is in order.
Yes.
I'll make that motion that we accept these additional employee reviews as accepted.
Second.
Employee evaluations.
Second.
Second by Jim. All those in favor? Or are there any questions? Sorry. Hearing no questions, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? Do you have other business, Greg, that you wish to present?
Not at this time, I don't.
Okay. There is no other business?
Laura did want to come and speak about the longevity.
Longevity?
Yeah, here she comes.
Good morning.
I think that you're
You're up.
up, Aura. We're up to other business, yes.
I didn't even know I was on the agenda.
You,
You have to show up with this.
Well, good morning. I don't know if you can
morning.
hear me here. Thank you. Again, I just found out that this was on today's agenda, so I don't know if you have any questions for me. Can we start that way, or do you want me to just start why I'm putting this forward? Do you all know why I'm here?
we just got it this morning as well. So
Okay.
if you can maybe give us a
Sure.
summary.
Well, in your personnel, or our personnel handbook, one of the things that's addressed is longevity pay for full-time employees of the town. And over the years, the category that's been excluded is, one of them is elected full-time employees shall not be eligible. What this boils down to is two positions, the treasurer-collector position and myself. And I would like to see this changed. I would like to be included in that longevity. And if you look at these departments, the people that have been in these positions, they don't come and go in a year or two. I've been town clerk since 1994. The town clerk before me was here for 20 years, and the town clerk before that was here for 40 years. So I really would like the board to review this, and my desire would be for you to eliminate the exclusion of elected full-time employees for longevity, and that we would be included in being able to get our longevity pay. That's it.
So you wish to have that exclusion removed
Correct.
and then be given the longevity that you would, wherever you would fall on the steps?
Correct.
Any discussion about that?
I see no problem with it at all.
Pardon me?
No.
I see no problem with it at all.
No, I have no problem with it either.
Excellent. Thank
Lucky
you.
day. Lucky day.
Might as well get the same benefits.
So
Yeah.
I think we need to have a motion that would, that we support that request from the town clerk, and would that be presented to the Board of Selectmen?
Yes,
As a
because-
recommendation from us?
Correct. So what we'd have to do is amend the personnel handbook,
Okay,
and that needs to take place, and that needs to go before the board to approve.
so we will ask that you amend that personnel handbook
Yes.
and send that wording to us, and then we'll approve that, and then the next step would be to go to the Board of
Yes.
Selectmen. All right.
Yes, it would.
So is there a motion for that to occur? You made that motion, Jim?
Yes.
Is there a second?
I second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
So Greg, if you will see to that wording and have it ready for us?
We'll do so.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Let's see, I think I lost my, oh, the next meeting. If there is no other business, our next meeting will be on Tuesday, March 21st. It says at 3:30 PM. I don't believe that's correct.
No.
It's supposed to be 9 o'clock.
That would be an interesting time for a meeting.
It will be 9 o'clock, not 3:30,
It's the COA.
in our community complex room.
Yes.
Where?
Here.
Oh, okay.
Yes. If there is no other business, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second by Anne Marie. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you for attending, everyone.